Om Shanti, good morning. So, keeping in continuity with the song, which you all heard, the beautiful song about purity. Excuse me. So, today's Murli is all about how Baba is asking us the purity in what aspects, and he's looking at the result of purity in 5 aspects. And that starts with, if you look at our face, so it's 5 things starting from the crown and the forehead, that's the tilak, and the eyes, then the lips, and the face all over. And this is Baba telling us here that he's correlating all this with how to attain an air-conditioned class ticket. Baba says that. First class ticket, air-conditioned class. When we say air-conditioned class, that's really coming right on the day one of the golden age, and not even day one, right at the first second when the golden age starts. That's Baba says air-conditioned class. So let me share the screen, and the Murli date is 23rd of March, 81. Right, so the easy way to enter the first class or the air-conditioned class. Today Baba is specially seeing one thing on the faces of all you children. And what's that? Baba is seeing to what extent the beauty of purity is visible on each of you. And that is to what extent the sparkle of the greatness of purity is visible on your face. So Baba has used these 2 words, beauty of purity, and also with that, pavitrata ki mahanta, which means the greatness of purity. Because as we say that the face is the index of the mind, so if my thoughts are pure, if my attitude is pure, my vision is pure, which vision is shown through the eyes, and my behavior, actions are pure, everything can be seen on the face. So Baba says that sparkle of you being a pure soul, and that makes you great. So that greatness of purity is visible on the face. It's a very long sentence. Just as you consider the beauty of the forehead, the eyes, the mouth, that is the lips, that means, and everything else in terms of physical beauty, so too in terms of the beauty of purity, Babdada is seeing the lines of thoughts on your forehead. Right? So if you look at the forehead, the tilak, he's saying that further tilak. So it's basically the lines of thoughts. Otherwise, Baba says bhagya, fortune, the lines of fortune. Today he's saying the lines of thoughts. Then he's seeing the power of your awareness, which means smriti. Your soul conscious vision, which is again through your eyes, and your attitude that is visible in your eyes. And then he's seeing the smile of happiness through the lips. खुशी की मुस्कान या खुशी की झलक.
Manoj, just for head, hands free, na? Because there's a lot of wind blowing in your when you're
There is
speaking.
absolutely no wind actually, because is it okay now?
Now it is.
It's fine now, yeah, because I think there's no fan. It's very cold here, and there's no wind actually. It's raining a lot. Okay, anyway, so now it's fine, right? Yeah, okay. So let me just continue. Where were we? Yeah, so he's looking at the smile of the happiness of becoming a great soul on your lips, and he hears the words of constantly being great and making others great constantly on your lips, which means singing the praise of others, something like that. And then he sees the crown of light, which is the symbol of purity around your head. You can see in this one first para, Baba is really adorning the entire face. As in the physical world, people do a lot of makeup on the face because nowhere else you do so much of makeup on the body as much as you do on the face, because face is the one which is to be seen, right? So Baba is saying, I am now today doing your alokik decoration, and that's what he's doing here. So he sees the crown of the light, which is the symbol of purity around the head. And then he's seeing the sparkling face of each of you. So today there was a competition of purity in the subtle region. This competition is needed, right? Not the other competition. So does each of you know what number you would have? And there are always the first, second, and third prizes. And which prize did each of you receive? I remember in the Lokik world at schools, we used to have the consolation prize. So hope you don't want to go there. Not even the second and third, we want the first, right? So now the children who claim a right to the first prize are those who are complete in all the 5 aspects. And what are these 5 aspects? Baba is covering in detail. The first is the crown of light, and that would be a crown of a full circle. Just as the moon is sometimes a full circle and sometimes only half a circle, so too the crown of some of you is only half a crown. Can you imagine like wearing just half a crown? How odd does that look, right? So Baba says that's what is happening with y'all. And sometimes only half a circle, so too the crown of you is only half a crown. Some have a full crown, and then that of others is just like a line. So forget not even half a crown, just a line, which would be just said to be just in namesake. Yeah, I mean we are trying to wear a crown, but we are not worthy of wearing a crown. So then Baba says it's just boils down to just one line. And is that really a crown? No, it's not. Therefore, the first number, the first prize is for those who have the full crown of light. Okay, and here light means double light. We say two. Baba says double light means 2 lights. The first is the light of purity, and second is the light of you being the stage of being light, halkapan. The second aspect is of those with a tilak sparkling on their forehead. And Baba says many tilaks. Baba says Vijay ka tilak, which is the tilak of victory. And nowadays, from yesterday onwards in the Avyakt signals, we are speaking about how to become detached and also how to become a jewel of victory. Then Baba says also the tilak of self-awareness. That's the first one, right? So Taj was the crown, now is tilak. So symbol of the soul conscious awareness, the awareness of brotherhood. Atma Bhai Bhai is a bindi or tilak sparkling at the center of the forehead. So that's the second aspect, tilak. The third aspect is the sparkle of spirituality in your eyes, ruhaniyat ki jhalak, which means to have a spiritual vision. It is the sparkle of the practice of not seeing the body whilst looking at it, but of only seeing the spirit. It is the sparkle of spiritual love, ruhani sneh or pyar. Then Baba comes to the fourth. From the eyes, he moves to the lips. The lips having a smile of having attained God, of the soul meeting the Supreme Soul, and also thus attaining everything. So that's, as we Baba said before, smile of happiness. You can see each of these aspects is having a virtue or a value in it. So this is happiness. And finally, on the face again was the color or lali of the happiness of meeting the mother, the father, and the elevated family after a cycle of being separated from them. So if you can imagine 23rd of March, it's the Murli of which season? You all know it's the holy time. So there you play around with lot of colors and particularly the red color. So Lali is that. So Baba is saying let the color be on the face of happiness. Let it be a color of happiness on your face. And this happiness is nothing about materialistic things. It's about the separation of Baba, and we are so fortunate to meet back the mother, father, and the entire family after 5,000 years. The father is red, Lal, and the souls are also red. And here it reminds me, uh, Dadi all rounder. She used to address everyone as Lal Lal. In Sindhi, Lal means You also call your very loving kid as Lal. Okay. So the father is red. We souls are also red. That way we are called Lal. The home is also red. And now that you belong to the Father, you have specially become the beloved ones. That is the Lal. This is the one which I was saying, the ones whom you love a lot. So there is this color of so many different things. Those who are complete with all of these 5 lines of fortune are those who claim the first prize. So Baba is calling all these 5 aspects as the 5 lines. So now on that basis, those who claim the first prize are considered to be the ones who have 100% in all the 5 aspects. Be ready for the markings. Those who claim the second prize are those who have up to 70%. And the third prize, my God, is for those who have 30%. So it's a direct jump from 70 to 30%. So let's now check. Now, which of those are you? The majority is of those who claim the second prize, and then they too are number wise. Very few are in the first or third class. Okay, so third class also is equally less number. Even the first class is less number. So many of us are still dangling in the middle. That's the second class. The majority of you have a percentage of being 30 and 50, not even 70. They would also be classified in the second prize group, but they still would be counted amongst the last ones. Because even in the first class now, Baba is saying there are 2 types. One type is those who have attained the symbols of all the 5 types of beauty as their birthright from the moment they took birth. So all in all, 100% in all the 5 aspects all the time. And that too as your birthright, right from the moment we took birth. Birth means the Brahmin birth. They did not have to make effort to attain them, but they attained them immediately at birth. They have no lines of knowledge of impurity on their face. See, it's so deep. Not even the knowledge of any impure thoughts. Their original sanskars are their natural life, and they don't have to make any effort to transform their sanskars. Even in their dreams and thoughts, they are not even slightly attacked by any impurity. That means there isn't even a subtle, it's a very, very deep aspect of purity. The latter type, so this was the first type, who are born with it. It is sort of their birthright, Baba says, absolutely no trace of any impurity, even in dreams and thoughts. And the sanskars are also absolutely natural. The latter or the second type are those who have the beauty of purity with them from when they took birth on the basis of the light and might of knowledge. So Baba said the first ones, I mean, there is no need, there is no knowledge of what is it. They're just born like that. But here, second ones are slightly less than the first. In what sense? Because on the basis of attaining knowledge, the knowledge is the light and also the might. Both might is power, Shakti, and light is just the Gyan. So the difference between them is that the first type don't have any stains on even the final sanskars of their previous birth, which means which was the previous birth before coming into Gyan. So we are now at the confluence age, the Sangam Yogi birth, that is the first birth. So Baba is trying to say on the previous birth means the 84th birth, which means the Asuri last birth, the Kalyugi birth. The first type don't have any stains on even the final sanskars of their previous birth. You know, there are quite a few souls who are actually like born very sanskari, and quite a few of them, when we ask them, like, do you feel angry or do you, there are many non-BKs as well who don't demonstrate any anger. And they say that, yes, we are just naturally born like that. So that's what, there's no stain of even on the last final birth, which was their previous. So this is why they don't have any lines of having to make any effort to erase the sanskars of their previous birth or births. Both are there. Because it is not only one birth, we have the big half a cycle, 63 births. So one birth or maybe many births. Those souls have the knowledge that they are carrying a burden from their previous birth, but according to the drama, they do not experience any impure thoughts in their last and 84th birth. So they may have the knowledge of that there is a burden, but they don't experience that. And this is why they have received the gift of a lift. And what is the lift, Baba says? That you come in the lift, right up the elevator, and what is the lift? It's Baba's remembrance. Because in a second, then our sins are absolved, our vikaram are completely annihilated. So, because of having their original sanskars, they easily become great souls, Mahanatmai. Just as they easily become yogis, so too they easily remain pure souls. So, be holy does not apply to them because they already are holy, right? The slogan, be holy, is not for them. They are already this. They are number one in the group of those who claim the first prize. And this group is called the air conditioned group, right? So he's explained in detail why are they called air conditioned. After them, there is the first class group where there is just a slight difference. So Baba has divided this, if you look at it on the basis of a train reservation. So the air conditioned class is the super one, the super duper first one. And followed by that we have the first class, which is slightly less. Why? Because they don't have it as a natural life original sanskar, but they have the light and might of knowledge, after which they start developing purity. So let's listen to now the first class group, what Baba has to say. They don't have the original sanskars when they take birth, but they have to create those sanskars. Because after taking light might of knowledge from Baba, after connection, that is a yoga, so we start developing that. We create those consciously. Whereas the first one has it from birth. So from the start of this birth in which they die alive, they have been paying attention in namesake on the basis of knowledge. And if you remember the Sakar Murlis yesterday and day before, it was all about Baba says Jite Ji Marna, die whilst being alive. So it is in this birth, in the Brahmin birth, confluence age birth, where these souls have started paying attention to their creating this sanskar consciously. And obviously, it's on the basis of knowledge. So, lines of effort were visible at the start of this birth, but not now. So, Baba always says that abhi mehnat nahi dikhni chahiye, abhi mohabbat dikhni chahiye, right? So, lines of effort were seen when you became a Brahmin from day one, maybe, but now they are not visible effort anymore because now you have become an embodiment of time. So, Baba is talking about the time when they first came. So the air conditioned group is of those who are ready made. Wow, that's a beautiful word. And the first class group is of those who have made themselves like that at the beginning. Like, so in the terms of clothing, if you stitch clothes, that's your first class. And if you get ready made, that's your air conditioned class. So you can see Baba is comparing that with the train reservation, with clothing. So further, he says the efforts they have made have been easy, and their intense efforts and their powerful efforts have been easy, but there are lines of efforts they have made. We are talking about the subject of purity. So the lines of efforts they have made are visible at the beginning, but now they are not visible anymore. Now they have become pure. Now, in the subject of purity, the former group is ready made, and the latter is of those who have lines of effort. The question of all the subjects taken together is a different matter. There is just a question of one subject, and that prime, most important subject for us is purity. Purity. So the former is the rosary of 8 and the others are numbered first out of 100. Fantastic. So Baba says 108 ki mala, right? When we say 108, first we say 8 ki mala, and that 8 is the rosary, the divine, the most pure, and those are the ones what we call the ever victorious jewels, 8 jewels, and that is the air conditioned class. And I remember in one of the Murlis when someone was asking Baba, how do I become one of those of the 8 jewels? So Baba said that if you are full and using all the full 8 powers, Ashtratan, you can become. If you're using Ashtashaktiyan, all the 8 powers, it's not that you have the knowledge about them. Knowledge all of us have, but how many of us can discern that which time which power has to be used in all the time? Not even a single time I forget using. So that's the quality of the Ashtratan, वो बनेंगे जो अष्ट शक्तियों में full होंगे. And then after that, the first class which is there, which is coming down from ready-made to just um, tailor-stitched clothing, that one Baba says are numbered as 100. So see, it's again big jump, 8 and then directly 100, 12 times more number. Even the Indian government is now cancelling the third class. So Baba says the second class, till that you're fine, 30 to 50% he mentioned, though he mentioned up to 70%, but third class is of absolutely no meaning because it's below 30%. The prominent known subjects of the golden age are those in the third class, so which means the praja. They are the souls who will be in constant relationship with the royal family, but obviously they are third class, which means their effort is not so good, so they won't be in the royal family, but they will just be in constant relationship. Unka sambandh hoga sada. So they will consider Lakshmi Narayan and all the entire royal family as their sort of kings, and not even consider they are the kings because they themselves are the subjects. And they are, remember, not even royal subjects, because Baba says royal subjects are the one who are staying in the royal family and taking care of the kings and queens and the kids of the royal family. And these are just the sadharan praja, which means the ordinary subjects. So they are the souls who will be in constant relationship with the royal family. They will be the subjects who are closely connected with the royal family, not those who are distant subjects like outsiders. Oh, okay. So Baba is saying, so sorry for me, this mistake which I made here. So Baba is saying that he's trying to explain us the grades in short, that who are these royal subjects who are in constant connection and relationship, sambandh sampark in the royal family. Whereas there's another category who are distant, who are out of the royal family. They won't stay in the mahals, in the royal palaces. They will stay outside. So they're outsiders. The close ones will have a very close relationship, but their status would be lower. So you must have the aim to become a part of the air conditioned group. Having seen the difference between the first class two types, AC and the ordinary first class, you must now understand about the second class, coming to the majority of us, which Baba said are second class. So the way to go from the second class to the first class or air conditioned class is very easy. It is a method of just a second. So for Baba, everything is quite easy, just 1 second effort. And what's that? It is just to have this one thought that I am originally a pure soul. Your original form was that of impurity. Sorry, was not that of impurity. So both your eternal and your original forms are pure. Of the 5 embodiments, Panch Swarup mein, the first is eternal, Anadi, and original is Adi. Impurity is artificial, it is not real. It is a gift from the Shudras. How can you Brahmins use the things that belong to Shudras? So simply have this one thought, that originally and eternally my real form is of a pure soul. And whenever you see others, also look at their original and eternal pure forms. Look at these forms of yourself and of others and realize the real form. Again, a beautiful English word, realize, real eyes. So look at yourself through the real eyes. What is the real eye? I, the soul. And put on your red spectacles. Now, don't really go and put a red spectacle, but what it exactly means is lal lal, which means you all can play the song Vijit Bhai later. Lal lal rang. There's a nice, beautiful song, I think, by Sister Damini later. So this is about really trying. It's not even. Let me tell you, it's the soul is so subtle and metaphysical. There's no color for the soul. But when Baba is trying to say red, it means the color of, again, the subtle color of the Param Dham. And red actually signifies, it's an original color in the Vibgyor. When you look at the colors of the rainbow, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, these are the natural colors. And red signifies power. Purity, people say, but purity is more of the orange color. So red signifies power. So when I really sit in this consciousness that I am a soul, you see how empowered you feel. You feel so powerful. So then put on your red spectacles and your spectacles of awareness, not the physical spectacles, and think that I am red, that the soul is also red, and the Father too is red. So these are the red spectacles, aren't they? Then we will hoist the flag over the red fort in Delhi. So another red coming. Lal Kile pe fir hum झंडा लहराएंगे. कौन सा झंडा? Baba says. The flag of victory. At the moment, you have taken only steps to reach that field. You have just come into the vision of the government. The government has just realized about your importance. This is only in 1981, almost 40 years ago, 43, 44 years. Then, having been seen by them, you will be then seated in their heart. And the sound that will emerge from everyone's heart is, if there is anyone, it is you, the Brahma Kumaris. The sound that has spread now is that you are a big organization who are carrying out a big task. So now you know the ones who are from Delhi may be here, that ORC and the entire team or the entire zone of Delhi, they hoist big programs, mega programs at the Red Fort, particularly on the Independence Day or maybe even Republic Day. The entire ground, the Red Fort ground, is full of all the BKs clad in white, and they're doing Yog Tapasya. And I think even on 24th of June, 21st of June, sorry, which is the International Yoga Day. So now they know this, but at the 1981, Baba says, you still have to spread the word. The sound has to still spread that you are a big organization who is indeed carrying out a big task. And this isn't an ordinary organization. Your name is in the list of those who are well known. And at the moment, they are just praising the efforts you're making. But later, they will start praising the love you have for God. What you have done so far has been good. Babdada is pleased. You have appeared in front of the world as a wonderful example of a totally united gathering. You have hoisted this flag. People used to think that this Brahma Kumaris organization was soon going to end. This was in 1950s, 51s, when they just came to first time from Pakistan, Karachi to Mount Abu, and the people who were conning them, the Sindhis, particularly in the Sindh, they felt this organization would have died because 1947 the partition took place, and all the Sindhis who were anti-BKs, they fled from there, from Pakistan to India. So they felt, oh, the Brahma Kumaris didn't come. So in the partition, they would have been killed, and the organization would have been completely over. But they don't know it's an organization of the Supreme Being, not of any Dehadhari. No bodily being is our Guru, right? The Sadguru, who is the ever pure, Supreme Soul himself. So people used to think that this organization is soon going to end and were wondering how long it would last. However, the picture of the gathering that appeared in the many forms of media, such as the radio, the television, the newspapers, and also the various leaders in connection with you, spread the sound that the Brahma Kumaris are eternally in the stage of ascent. Charti Kala mein hai. They are not going anywhere on their own, but they will take everyone with them. Wow, that's so beautiful that at the end, we'll all go together. the Lokik world as well, all our relatives, everyone, because that will be the time of returning home. So they'll take us, they'll take you as well. So by all of you using your mind, body, and wealth, you conducted the ceremony of sprinkling the dust of the feelings of the Brahmins in all the corners of the world. So this is something holy. Usually people take that bhabut, right? That pavitra dhul is some, they have the pure ash. So Baba is saying the pure dust. When someone is burnt and then all the ashes are taken and they are sprinkled everywhere here and there a little bit. Like you remember 1964, Jawaharlal Nehru also left the body and they took all his ashes and they sprinkled that dust in all over different parts of India because he was thought to be the very good prime minister, the first PM of India, you know, free India. So that way Baba is saying, how will you do? By using your mind, body, wealth, tan, man, dhan, you have conducted this ceremony of sprinkling the dust of the feelings of the Brahmins. So what dust is this? Hamari Shubh Bhavnaएं, of all the Brahmins in all the corners of world. And by doing this, you have strengthened the foundation of your kingdom. So I think I'll end here because then tomorrow also we have something to read. We should be leaving something to read for tomorrow. So we'll just remember that we have left here at the dust of the feelings of all the Brahmins, which has been sprinkled all over the different parts of not only India, but all the corners of the world. And therefore now we have so many centers in more than 150 countries all over the world. Okay, so I'll stop sharing the screen and then we'll take a minute in silence and then start sharing. You can start sharing. Thanks.
Om Shanti, brother. Good morning. Here, Baba mentions how we should actually look at a person. The different ingredients of face, which otherwise would remain bodily, has now been wonderfully described in a spiritual way. The essence part of a talk, for example, the same way, once we are looking at somebody, we should be able to look at the crown, the aura, the forehead, the eyes, the lips. And this is such beautiful, and because each of these are just not having a physical relevance, but carry a spiritual relevance as well. Wonderfully described by Baba. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So, Baba says, impurity is artificial. It is not real. So, what is real is that I'm originally pure. The soul is originally pure. So, whatever impurity that we have attained, right, that is uh, the journey that we took, right? So, we acquired that slowly. So, originally, if you think my natural nature, that is of purity. So Baba gives this method to practice so that we can attain or go back to our pure states faster, and therefore we can attain a first class or air conditioned class ticket. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Also wanted to reflect the similar point, same point, and just adding to this reflection that originally I'm a pure soul. So the effort required is to whatever is unreal, to get detached from that unreal and look at that unreal as a Sakshi Drishta, as a detached observer, and do not get the intellect involved with it, or even the mind or the sanskars entangled with the unreal. So what remains is the pure divine diamond soul, which is flawless, defectless, perfect creation of the Almighty Authority. So this is a unique awareness which Baba reminds us, gives us during the confluence age only. Otherwise, we don't know that we are a flawless diamond. So that's the beauty of the confluence age. I am a pure soul, originally, eternally pure soul. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. So, what is the difference between detached observer stage and witness stage?
Yes, Sister Karthika, thank you. A very interesting question. Even I was wondering what's the difference between the two. They are very similar stages actually. So if you look at it as a witness, witness means agar hum Hindi mein exact translation is Shakshi hona. So just be detached from that. That's just being witness. But detached hone ke baad to do what? So you have to obviously observe. So I think it's very similar. So witness is the first step, and once you become a witness, then witness is in one way the person you are becoming, and what is the function of that witness? Then you have to observe as a detached observer. So it is almost the same, but the first process to start with is become a witness, and then you can detach from the situation easily and then observe. So it's a process. So it's not different.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Yeah,
So, and how to purify our dreams, brother? So,
oh,
actually,
okay.
initially, I'm having a thought of fear. Initially, I have, but later I understand and I have to change this thought. So that's the stage I am having in my effort. So I am not, as Baba explained, as air conditioned, as a birth. So how to make this dreams free from fear, brother?
Okay, interesting. So see, dreams basically are nothing but they arise from whatever thoughts we have in our subconscious mind. So all of us know that there are two aspects of the mind, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So right now, whatever we are speaking, thinking, sharing with each other, that's coming from the conscious mind, because our conscious mind is constantly active. It's constantly thinking. And at the moment, the subconscious is probably more submerged. But the moment we go into meditation, or we consciously still the conscious layer of mind, then everything starts coming from the subconscious mind. So whatever sanskars we have, whatever personality traits we have, everything is filled in the subconscious mind. And we need to remember that it's not only one birth which we have had in the past. Baba said birth oblique births. So 63 births we have had so many karmic accounts with so many different souls all over the entire half cycle. So there are so many things: fear, lust, anger, attachment, all those vices which we have. So they are still there inside, they won't disappear. but gradually, the more and more I get connected to the Baba, my conscious layer of mind gets connected to Baba. Gradually, my vikarams, all my sort of, the sins, they start getting absorbed. And the souls, every soul is on a journey, each to his own. We can't compare our life with anyone. So the more and more I start becoming pure, the more and more all these pure thoughts then go and sit in the subconscious mind. And pure thoughts, elevated thoughts, thoughts of being connected with Baba and positive, divine, then all these negative thoughts of fear and all these, they start gradually going down. And then, so a reflection of those is in your dreams. If your dreams are no more fearful and your dreams start becoming more and more positive and powerful, it shows. So it's not really in our hands, but what is in our hands is trying to create consciously so that those conscious thoughts then go into the deep subconscious, and then it gradually helps me in even transforming my own original not original, my wrong sanskars which I have identified myself with. So I think it is just a process of doing more and more yoga with Baba, being more connected, being trying to concentrate on each of the 4 subjects which we have: Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, Seva. And this way, as the soul gets purified gradually over a period of time, our thoughts and dreams will start getting pure. So it's a gradual process. Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
So it's 5:44 almost. So if things are done, let's move into the meditation mode. Yeah. Bolo Bijit Bhai, yeah.
Yeah, just one clarity about, Baba said that, some souls died. So from birth, they don't have any stain or the bad and scars on them, right? And when from their childhood or from the time they are born, they are pure. They don't have any pure sanskars at all in them, right? In their sanskars. Even the old sanskars, so the previous birth is also not affected by it, right? So how is that possible? I was wondering.
Yes, a very interesting question. This thought struck me as well, and suddenly then I think I got the answer. If I realized, I suddenly realized Dadi Gulzar. So, Baba has already said that she will be in one of the, what is that called, the tribunal. She'll be sitting there along with Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba. She's one of that fortunate soul, and Baba Dada used her body for playing the Avyak part right from 1969 to 2017, such a long, long time. So many sisters, senior sisters in the organization share that Dadi Gulzar was such a soul. She came into knowledge at tender age of 9 years, and a very pure soul right from the beginning, and absolutely no trace of any impurity, and not even, she sort of was living in this world but was absolutely so detached from this world. And Asha Didi shares that they used to ask her, Dadi, khana kaise hua hai, swad kaisa hai, how is the taste, namak kaisa hai? And Dadi used to just say, sab acha hai. So like she was so detached naturally. And she never practiced this. She was a soul who was like that. So probably I'm just taking her as an example. I don't know, I may be not right when I say this, but I'm just speculating that because I having heard from the seniors. So maybe, as Baba mentioned, that she's one of those air conditioned souls, not air, HEIR, it is AC, air conditioned souls. They are also airs, HEIR. So so before the birth, when she came into this birth, she immediately became a BK. But even in the past birth, maybe she's one of those souls, as I mentioned before as well, while churning the Murli, that there are even a few non-BK souls who are so calm and silent. You all know, I'm sure all of you know, at home as well, in your relatives or at your workplace, there are some souls who are intrinsically very silent. They don't get upset easily. Unlike I feel I do that being a Brahmin still, I get irritated, I get upset quite often. So that's what. So I just took an example of Dadi Gulzar as one. But yes, there are souls who exist like that, because sometimes we BKs feel, ha, hum log hi pavitra ho rahe hain, but there are many non-BKs out there who don't know what purity is, but they are quite silent and calm and stable in big situations, calamities of life, even better than BKs. So there are such souls who exist because Baba is saying that, right? Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Akhi Behen and Om Bhai, for agreeing. Thanks for that confirmation. Good.
It does, because I have few people in my family and extended
Mm,
family.
yeah.
Wonderful to see them in every space. So yesterday I had somebody at my place who's dealing with his wife's cancer. Okay. And the both husband wife are absolutely normal. You will not even feel that she's dealing with cancer. They'd come for some treatment to my place. They come every month here to Mumbai to take some treatment. And absolutely normal. It's a fourth stage cancer that they're dealing with.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I totally agree. And I'll share this experience being a medico and practicing doctor. I specialize in kidney problems in children. So I have quite a few patients who are on dialysis, and all these patients are kids ranging from 4, 5 years to 15 years of age. So I still remember a family now in front of me. The parent, the mother and father, they are so stable, both of them. Sometimes I see one mother being upset and the father being stable, and vice versa. But here, both these parents are so stable all the time. Gungi guy hoti hai na, which means I tell them and they just go ahead and do. And they are not really rich people. They are trying to sort out funds. So I, on the contrary, ask them, are you ready for this? Because so much so is the expense of this dialysis treatment. And now I'm planning to do a transplant in the next few months for that kid. And the father is the kidney donor. So, particularly, this example goes to the healthcare sector, cancers, terminal illnesses, big problems of the body. And we see these people in the world out there, non BKs, absolutely, don't even know what the soul is, who Baba is, but they are so stable. So, I totally agree with what even Rakhi Bhen is saying. So, we have such souls.
While you were just speaking about it, I also
Mm.
remember my elder sister's son. He got a stroke at the age of 16, and they were back in Dubai. And he was unconscious for 20 days there. And after they got him to Mumbai, and for almost 9.5 months, he was in hospital. But we all say that he recovered out of whatever he's gone through only because of his calmness. Whenever doctors used to come and ask him, "How are you?" Initial few months, he couldn't even speak, but he used to only give ishara, say, "All well." And after a few months, he started saying everything is good. He was going through so much of pain. He must have gone through almost 10, 15 surgeries. He's using shunt now in his life. But after all of this, he's after going through that whole incident, today he's doing his MS in biomedical engineering with all the conditions, staying all alone in Germany. And all of us actually look upon to him that how calm and patient he was all through. It's almost now 7, 8 years that he's gone through that in a condition that is living in his life. Absolutely calm. And in fact, he did his Raj Yoga after going through this whole process.
Om Shanti. I would like to just reflect upon what is the reason behind this. That these souls are non-BK, but still they are so calm and anger-free, and you know, the reason is that that Sato. That's what as what Baba has shared, that Sato, Rajo, Tamo. Sato Pradhan, then Sato, then Rajo Pradhan, then Rajo, and Tamo Pradhan. These are the stages which the soul passes through. And these are souls who have taken they have come to this world recently only, and they are still, in that stage of the utmost purity, and from Paramdham they've descended and playing their part. So initially the part will be very kind of a detached observer kind of thing, where the soul being very stable, and that's the only reason which can explain it. Or maybe some others may also share. But I think this is a thing which describes this kind of such kind of souls. But whereas we have taken so many parts, so we have degraded also the most. The most randomness has come in our life because of so many parts. So now we got the key, and we are now elevating ourselves and bringing back our awareness, and coming to that stage of Bap Saman.
Yes, so absolutely spot on. So carrying on this further from what Om Bhai said. Oh, just a moment. This traffic control has started. Okay, yeah. So very rightly, as you said, that these souls who have just a few births or maybe just one birth, so they pass through Sato, Rajo, Tamo very fast. And remember, for example, it's so logical to understand if this soul who's just got one birth, say in Kali Yuga, the remain so one birth would be say around 50 years, 100 years average. The remaining 4,900 years, where is this soul? They are in the silence world, Param Dham, and therefore when they are in constant close touch with with the ocean of stability, with the ocean of silence, Baba, they naturally have this sanskar. All of us naturally have it, but since we have taken so many births, and as Om Bhai rightly said, which Baba mentions, that we are the ones, the deity souls who become the most degraded, right? Because we have really taken so many births, a lot of wear and tear happening, right? As you know, machine which is used most has most wear and tear. Whereas a machine which is just used for a little bit won't have so much wear and tear. So this is a part of the wear and tear of the soul, right? So yes, everything is logical in Baba's Gyan. And that's what the beauty is of this knowledge, which I like. That's the reason I became a BK. Because being a scientific mind, this is what appealed to me, the logic of the Gyan, the knowledge. Right. So with a lot of intense discussion, we're approaching 5:54. Yeah.
Yeah, one quick announcement about this Sunday's master class. So I'm sharing my screen. So this Sunday we have a master class by BK Dan. Is from Sydney, Australia. So the topic is friendship with the divine. Okay, so request all divine family to attend and take complete benefit of this masterclass. Over to you, Manoj, for meditation.
So thank you, Bijit Bhai, and thank you for taking us in that conversation. We spent 10 minutes on that. It was a good one. I'm not saying provoked. You started the conversation. It was good for benefit of all. So now,
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So let's try to do a little bit of meditation on the same lines as Baba was referring to, looking at our 5 aspects. We'll just do it in silence, otherwise my voice cuts off. So let's take a deep breath in and out and focus on this conscient being that all of us are. The original and the eternal form, Adi and Anadi. The form of complete purity. And having situated in this pure, elevated form, let's visualize our ornaments, which Baba said today. The Taj, the crown of purity, the tilak of victory and of self-awareness. I, the soul conscious being, am fully aware of my thoughts, feelings, and actions. And thereby I'm in charge of all these 3. And hence I am a victorious soul, though number-wise all of us. And also looking at the takht, the throne which Baba has given us at the confluence, is the throne of responsibility. Zimmewari ka takht. That I am responsible for whatever is happening in my life. And sitting on the Birkuti Takht, the throne of my soul conscious seat, the more and more I practice that, the more I will be seated on Bab Dada's heart throne. And finally looking at the sparkling eyes, the vision and attitude of soul consciousness with others, and the smile of happiness constantly on my lips, and looking at the entire face, which is a cheerful and a happy face. As Baba a few weeks ago in the blessing had mentioned, that prasanta is your personality, being cheerful and happy. And the root for that is santushta, which means your varsa or property, which is contentment, whilst your personality is that of cheerfulness and happiness. So as we embark today on our journey, let's always try to carry on this contentment within, which reflects as happiness and cheerfulness on the face. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Manoj Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a wonderful day.